Hi, and welcome to this video tutorial where I'm going to show you how to make this powerful SEO competitor analysis automation. By the end of this automation, we're going to have a Google Sheet that will start like this with you placing the URLs in which you want to analyze, yours in the first cell ideally. And after the automation, you're going to have the same URLs, but with some extensive data uncovered about those URLs, including things like site speed, the title tags, their meta descriptions, the total number of referring domains, the total backlinks, estimated monthly search traffic, and how many of the keywords they're ranking for are in position 1, between 2 and 3, and position 4 and 10. Why do we want to know this data? Well, it'll help us make data-driven approach to maximizing your SEO, because ranking number 1 is not just about making a pretty website, putting a couple blogs up there and hoping that you rank. There is a lot more underneath the hood that makes SEO work, and this is the type of data that you need to get that competitive edge. We're going to take this then a step further, because having all this data is fantastic, but if you don't know how to turn this data into actionable insights, then this data is all but useless to you. Thankfully, we can do things like give all the data on the CSV file to DeepSeek R1 with a specialized prompt that I've generated, and it'll provide you a deep insight into what this data means and then what you can do, why your competitors are ranking higher than you, where are your weaknesses compared to your competitors, and what you need to do to improve your SEO. This will actually help you get started. This is all thanks to Data for SEO. They provide really reliable, accurate SEO data. And data is really the fundamental component of good SEO. Not only that, they provide you with this data at the fraction of the cost that would normally take to get these results with something like Ahrefs or SEMrush. And because they are the sponsor of today's video, they're going to give you a massive freebie. They're going to give you $5 free API credit when you sign up to Data for SEO using the link in the description below. This is actually going to allow you to run this automation not only with 4 websites that I've got here, but close to 100 different websites. So if you want to do this analysis over and over in different industries and with different competitors, you can do so thanks to Data for SEO. We're going to get ready to build this automation here. There's a couple of things that we need, and firstly, that is this Google Doc. By the way, all the assets that I talk about will be in our AI Ranking Premium community. But the Google Doc that you need here needs some simple components. You need the URL, location, and the language. You need those 2 components to get really good, accurate data. Site speed, title tag, meta description, H1, SSL, so safety certificate, referring domains, total backlinks, estimated monthly search traffic, total ranking keywords, keywords in position 1, how many keywords in position 2, and how many of them in position 4 to 10. Once you have created this Google Sheet template, you need to fill it out with the URLs that you want to analyze. I'm going to get a copy of this template by going into our AI Ranking School community. I'm going to head to Automation Fundamentals, and I've got the SEO competitor analysis automation, and below resources, I've got Google Sheet template. By making a copy, I'll automatically make a copy of the Google Sheet template that I need for this. Perfect. Now you need a couple of things. Ideally, what you want to do is place your URL or the website that you're trying to rank in the first cell being A2, and then your other competitors in the other cells. You don't have to do just 4. You can do 20, 30, whatever it is that you want to do in there. I would limit it to about 30, because after that, the file is going to get too large to give this to DeepSeek R1. The location we need to fill out before we even start the automation. In this instance, you can see it's got a .com.au. We're trying to see how well we're ranking in Australia, and the language we're going to pick is English. I'm going to just copy these assets all the way to all of the components, all of the websites that I'm trying to get information for. Perfect. Now I can move on to Make. I need to start a new scenario, and I've got one ready here to go. If you don't know Make, it's an easy click and drag automation software. You can start a free account with a link that I'll leave below. I'm going to select the first module, and that's going to be Google Sheets, and we're going to search rows here. Here, all you need to do is find the Google Sheet that you just created or you made a copy of. I'm going to find it by searching it for it here. The sheet name is the competitor data. When we say sheet name, we're referring to this one here. It's the only one we have. We're going to build more in a couple of few days. And that's it. That is the first section done. Now, the first module after that is going to be one from data for SEO. If this is your first time connecting that module, you probably won't see it here. So you need to search for it, going data for SEO, and you'll see it right there. I'm going to click to search more, and I'm going to actually get page audit check. So audit, this one here, get page audit check. Now the target URL, well, we're going to place in here the cell A URL, and that will pull through the URL that we've selected in those cells. I'm going to go save, and now just to test this one time and to make sure that I'm getting the data going through correctly, I'm going to save this and make sure that I've got some URLs here. Perfect. I'm just going to make this run it once as opposed to 4 or 5 times. I don't need that for the time being. I'm going to run it once and I'm going to pull some data through here. Looks like everything's okay at this point. And if I click on the one, it's going to show me the output bundle or the information which data for SEO gave me back with the on-site SEO analysis. I'm going to go to results, one, and items, and now I can see all of the data that I'm going to use. Now I need an iterator. If I go to flow control, I'm going to go to iterator here because we need to join a lot of data together to be able to do this correctly. And we're going to go to the tasks and the results, the items, and we need to select this one here. Go to save, and now we're good. We're going to save this here. You're going to have that little error, not error message, but message telling you that you can't save it with an iterator being at the end. That's all right. Don't worry about that. Okay, perfect. Now the next thing that we need is the backlinking data, which is extremely important for SEO. So within the data for SEO modules, you're going to select one that says get backlinking summary. And this one is it, get backlinking summary. The target domain, again, the same one. We're going to use the column A from our Google Sheet. Include subdomains, yes, yes. Internal limits, the rest we're going to leave as it is. Okay, now just with this done, I'm going to save this and run this one more time to make sure my 2 additional modules are working. Okay, perfect. I want to check this. It seems to be working fine, and I'm getting the backlink summary data. Let's take a look. That I am. Great. Okay, so next, I need an iterator to place all of this data together from the backlinking data. Again, I'm going to go to iterator, and I need to select here the tasks, the results, this array here, results. And I like to rename this so that it's a bit easier to find further down the line. And this one's going to go backlinking data iterator, and let's name the other iterator while we'll add it, which is loading time. While we're at it, which is on-site data. You want to get into the habit of that, and also you want to get into the habit of saving your workflow. You don't want to make that crash and all of a sudden you lose everything that you've done so far. The next thing that we need to do is again another module from data for SEO, and we're getting the estimated monthly search traffic for all those URLs. So we're going to type in here estimated. Oh, the module is actually going to be called organic traffic stats. Okay, perfect. We're going to add a target URL or subdomain. Here we're going to grab the same one from our URL here. The location is going to be the number B location, and language is going to be C, the language. I'm going to select all just in case they might be running ads later down the line. I might want that information, but for now I'll leave it as it is. Okay, perfect. And I'm actually now going to save this, and just to save a little bit of credits, I'm going to run this module once. When you run it once, you're going to need that information. So the URL, the location, and the language. The URL, I'll just copy from here. The location is going to be Australia, and the language is going to be English. and I'm going to run it once. That way I'm just running that module. I'm not running all the other ones here, saving myself a couple of credits. And making sure that I'm getting good data here. Perfect, organic. Now, ETV is estimated traffic volume. That is the estimated monthly search volume that they think that website is getting. That's not going to be an absolute science and perfect, but it's a very, very good estimation of the traffic they're getting here. And that's the one that I'll need. And finally, I need to get the information of each URL, how many keywords they're actually ranking for. That module is, again, data for SEO, and we're going to find the get ranked keywords. Get ranked. And again, I want to find whether we got organic getting paid, maybe for later down the line. And I'm going to save that here. Perfect. Again, I'm going to run this module only. The URL should be saved in your clipboard, the location again. Okay, now we're running that module only, and it looks like everything's done correctly. I'm going to find some data here. Perfect. So the total amount of keywords, that's the total count. These are the total keywords they're ranking for. And then I've actually got some information on what those keywords are. For example, affordable plumbers, which is really good. But for now, I just want the main numbers of keywords. I've also got the metrics, which I'll use here. That says POS 1, how many of those keywords are ranking number 1. This is really important data here. So we're going to now add an iterator because we have a lot of data selection that we need to organize and place into our sheet. Now that I think about it, we actually don't need an iterator there. We're going to save ourselves some time. We're going to save this, auto align it, and now we've got one more module which we need, which is the Google Sheets. We're going to here select update a row, and the search path is going to be enter manually. The spreadsheet ID, we're going to go to the first module here and select the same spreadsheet ID that we initially used here. The sheet name is going to be sheet, and the row number is going to be this one, row number. So the next time it updates, it follows the row numbers automatically. Column range, you're going to select A and Z. So now what I recommend is you have your spreadsheet that you're using. So this is the copy of the one that I made, either in a tab next to the one that you're working on or in another screen like I've got here, because you want to refer to the cells here because it's not being pulled through like it should. It's not being pulled through at the moment. We can't see it. So this is the data that we're going to place in here. So we really start at D, and I'll show you why. Because if we go to our sheet, A, B, and C, we have already filled out ourselves manually because I'm supposed to put here Australia, and the language is going to be English. And now we're going to copy all of these. So I start really at D, which is site speed, and E is the title tag. But let's go E first, site speed. So where is that data? Well, I need to go to one of the first modules, which was the on-site page audit check. And the time here refers to the loading time. E is the title tag for that page. And for this, again, I can just go to the audit module, the first one. And if I go under tasks and go results, items, now I get all of the data that I can provide to that, but I'm looking for the title, and I know that the title is under meta and the title. This will show you as well, for example, this title needs to be fixed because this says your pro plumber, but we can fix that, or the client can fix that later on. Perfect. Now F, we need to put the meta description there. Perfect. So we're going to click our box here, F. We're going to go to the same component, the backlinking. We're going to go to the first module here, or the second module, I should say rather. And under meta, you should see one that says description. If yours is empty there, it's just because that website doesn't have a meta description. It's something that we want to know. Description, beautiful. Okay, now we're getting there. G, let's go back here and understand what we need for G. I like to grab the first H1. I need to know what that is. That's an influential keyword selection for the H1. So I want to make sure that I understand what that one is. I want to go back to my first module or second module again. And within the H tags, I believe that was under H tags here. And there should be a H1 there. Okay, under H, the data was SSL. This is going to come up as something else for you, but that's okay. I'm going to show you now. So it's a lot quicker if you just search up here for HTTPS. And in the first module of the SEO checklist, you're going to see this one here. Is HTTPS true? Yes. Okay, we're getting through. Well done for getting it through this far. I is referring domains. Now we're getting into some more complex data, and that's not going to be in our first module. That is going to be in the backlinking module. So let's see here. I went too far. So that is the module for the page audit and the backlinking iterator. Here's the backlinking summary. And now I've got here in the backlinking iterator the number of backlinks, which I want to place in there. Oh, referring domains, apologies, that's not the right one. If I click here, I actually want this one here, referring domains. Perfect, because a domain can link to that website a few times, and I want to understand how many domains are linking to that first. Let's see, module J is total backlinks. So now we place that data set that we had before. Now we've got the backlinks, perfect. The next one is K, which is monthly estimated search traffic. So that is in the second to last module, organic traffic stats here, perfect. We need to find this one under results, under items, under organic. We need this one, ETV, estimated traffic volume. That's the one that we need in K. In L, we'll need the total ranking keywords, and that is from the last module here. And the get ranked keywords should tell me total count, meaning how many keywords it's ranking for. And M, I believe, is now the positions. So I need keyword position in 1, and then N, 2, and 3, and then O, 4, and 10. So M is 1. And if I go to the last module here, I need to find the metrics, organic, and then position 1, and position 2 and 3, and O is position 4 and 10. You can see here that I've got all the other data components, as in how many keywords are ranking between 21 and 30, whatever that is. I don't want that data at the moment. I'm going to save it. I'm just going to check if I'm missing anything else. No, that seems to be all that I want. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to try and run this once. Before I do, I need to make sure that in the first module, I don't have the limit. I'm just going to delete that. Otherwise, it'll stop at the first URL. Okay, I'm going to check my sheet. You see that it's empty apart from the URLs, the location, and the languages. I need to set that data myself, but then we'll see the rest being filled out. I'm going to run once. I'm going to have my eye on my sheet, and you'll see it magically appear as it does now. So it's populating itself. Perfect. so now we saw that it worked. I didn't do anything. My Google Sheet got updated. I went back and checked, and it seems that everything was okay. Fantastic. So let's look it through here. And I've placed a couple of formatting components within this Google Sheet that if the meta description is empty, the cell will go red. As well, if the meta description goes above or over 60 characters on the title tag, it will also go red because that's something that you need to fix. And if we have an understanding here of all the data that we've got here, these are the number of referring domains. And from red means the lowest amount of referring domains comparative to the rest of the data sets that we've got here. Green is the most. And it's the same thing with backlinks, estimated monthly search traffic, and total ranking keywords. So again, this is by column, and the red indicates the lowest number and green the highest number within this column. And then we have keywords, positioning, and all that. This is all great. If you're happy with data, you can kind of finish here and analyze this as you can. I think it's really good to go through this, and it gives you a bit of an understanding quite quickly already why your competitors might be ranking higher than you. A few really interesting things to note here. Just because you have the most amount of referring domains doesn't necessarily mean that you've got the most amount of estimated monthly search traffic, right? Because they're getting a lot more traffic here, but you can see that they're actually ranking for more keywords than anyone else. So you start getting a picture of what you might need here. Maybe not so many domains, but I need to concentrate on ranking for more keywords, more longer tail keywords. Already this starts painting the picture for me. But I want to go a step further and understand this data because I'm a little allergic to numbers. You might be new to SEO. We need to leverage smart AI tools to help us make the right decisions. So what we're going to do is you're going to download this as a CSV file. We're going to download CSV. We're going to go to DeepSeek and we're going to start a new chat. You're going to make sure that you've got DeepSeek R1 selected. You don't need the search component here. You're going to place in your new file that you have just downloaded. And before you hit enter, I'm going to get my prompt that I've got for this. Again, in my classroom section in AI Ranking Premium, I'm going to go to classroom and find the same one. I just want to show you where that is. That is under Automation Fundamentals. And it's this one here under Data for SEO, SEO Competitor Analysis. I've got here the prompt itself. I'm going to copy this, go to DeepSeek and place this in here. The only thing that I now need to change is place the website URL here. So for this instance, for example, I know that I want to help this client rank. I don't actually, this is just all fake. I've just chose random URLs here, but I'm going to place that into DeepSeek here. So then out of all the data that we're giving DeepSeek, it knows that I need to concentrate on that URL to provide the guidance. The rest of the prompt just tells it of all the information that it's going to get, what I want you to do, give me an analysis and a easy to understand actions that I can follow. You can see it thinking at the moment. And through the magic of editing, I'm going to show you what it looks like in the end. Okay, now it's seeming to have finished, and let's read the in-depth and competitive analysis assessment and see if it actually knows what it's talking about. So the website analyze and the competitors, that's correct. Technical SEO speed, your site speed is 1.84, significantly slower than your competitors. That's something I might want to look at. On page SEO, title tags and meta description. Your site title tags is incomplete, and I know that it is. That's true. It just says your pro plumber, and the meta description is missing. Competitors using keyword-rich titles, example local plumbers in Melbourne, and compelling meta descriptions. Really, really good. Optimization. You've got H1 as Melbourne Specialist Plumbing Services. It lacks brand name specificity. That's not a bad idea. The competitors combine both local services and the brand. That's a good point. I probably wouldn't have thought of that. Backlink profile, referring domains and backlinks. Your site has 58 referring domains, 223 backlinks. Ushea has 111 and 2,228. Yeah. Competitor have stronger link authority and diversity. That's a good point. Yeah, all these I kind of agree with. Let's go to actionable recommendations. Quick wins, high impact, low effort, fix title tag, meta description. I could not agree more. I think that is really, really important. It's even given me a suggestion here. It's given me the meta description as well. Improve site speed by compressing image, enabling caching and minimizing JavaScript. I agree with all those. Optimize H1. Yep. Midterm actions, expand on keyword targeting. Target local keywords, emergency plumber in Melbourne, block drainage in Melbourne, hot water system repair. That's really good. Now, those keywords aren't researched, as in DeepSeek doesn't have access to keyword research data, but these are great examples nonetheless. Create blogs around how to fix leaking tap in Melbourne. I love it. That's really good, really localized. Long-term backlink building. I couldn't agree more. Publish case studies, create video tutorials. All these things I agree with. Some of them are a little bit broad, but they're actually really good suggestions. Perfect. Really, really cool. So this allows you to get a really deep insight into or uncovering the technical SEO components that you need to know if you actually want to compete, particularly in a highly competitive niche. You need to have this data, otherwise you're kind of flying blind. Really interesting. If you're in a bit of a rush and you want these assets a lot quicker, or you want to build this automation a lot quicker, I'll show you how you can do that. Within our premium community, you can download the automation blueprint file. I'm going to show you this now. So if I download it, it'll be in my downloads folder. I can go to start a new automation really easily. I can then go to make. Make is the automation software that we use. Even if you don't know how to use it, you can upload this automation and it'll kind of work for you. I'm going to create a new scenario. I'm going to go down here with the 3 dots. I'm going to import blueprint, choose the file that I just downloaded, and you'll see that it will auto-populate itself. Done. Now, I need to connect a couple of things here, obviously. I need to find the Google Sheet that I've got myself and put it here in the end, but that's pretty much it. The rest is taken care for you. If you have any questions about this, leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to consider to subscribe. And if you found value in this video, do me a favor and like the video. It helps the algorithm. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.